Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Today, we're going to look back at some of the sweetest moments between Jimin and Jungkook during BTS's Busan concert. From the soundcheck all the way to the end of the show, the two seemed to enjoy every second they spent together. Being back in their hometown created a different atmosphere. Jimin and Jungkook appeared more relaxed, happier, and more comfortable expressing themselves on stage, allowing many of their small interactions to capture fans' attention. From the very beginning of the concert, cameras repeatedly caught Jungkook unconsciously glancing toward Jimin. Even in the middle of performances, when his focus should have been on the choreography or the audience, Jungkook's eyes often drifted toward Jimin, almost as if he was checking to make sure he was there. Moments like these may seem simple, but because they happened so consistently throughout the concert, many armies viewed them as another example of how naturally they look out for each other. Their chemistry was also evident in their vocal performances. Jimin and Jungkook's voices complemented one another beautifully, creating a unique blend in every song. Their contrasting vocal colors added warmth and emotion to many parts of the performance. It's no surprise that whenever they sing together, fans often describe an indescribable sense of comfort and closeness, something that has become one of their trademarks over the years. Throughout the concert, there were also many moments where Jimin would walk ahead while Jungkook followed just a few steps behind. From different camera angles, it almost looked as though Jungkook was accompanying or quietly looking after Jimin wherever he went. Of course, they were simply following the flow of the performance, but the fact that they repeatedly ended up in those positions once again drew attention to their natural dynamic on stage. Brief glances, warm smiles, spontaneous jokes, light touches, and the way they stayed close throughout the concert created a series of interactions that felt incredibly genuine. Nothing appeared forced or staged. In fact, it was the simplicity of those moments that made them so memorable. That's one of the reasons why the Busan concert is still remembered as one of BTS's warmest performances, especially by fans who enjoy watching Jimin and Jungkook's interactions. Despite all of these moments, there are still some people who struggle to accept that Jimin and Jungkook simply enjoy spending time together. It's as if every interaction between them must have a hidden reason, as though it's impossible for two people to repeatedly choose each other's company simply because they feel comfortable together. However, if you look back over the years, their closeness is nothing new. Long before military service, Jimin and Jungkook had already shown countless times that they naturally seek each other out, support one another, and enjoy spending time together, both on camera and through stories they've shared themselves. That's why theories claiming they're forced to interact are difficult to believe. Jungkook has repeatedly invited Jimin to join his live broadcasts, mentioned him by name, invited him over to his house, and even once said he would gladly go wherever Jimin was so they could create something together. These aren't isolated incidents. They've happened repeatedly over many years, making them feel like a completely natural part of their relationship. Another topic that often comes up is their decision to enlist in the military together. Of course, that decision doesn't prove anything about their personal relationship, since only they truly know the details of their private lives. However, it does reflect trust and a willingness to support each other during one of the most challenging periods of their lives. As close friends and members of the same group, that's a decision worthy of respect. That's why it feels strange when some people continue to claim that they're actually uncomfortable around each other or that their company forces them to interact. If that were really the case, how would anyone explain the countless moments where they naturally choose to spend time together, even outside of work schedules? One example is their live broadcast in Busan. Right from the beginning, Jimin and Jungkook explained that they weren't doing the live together simply because they were both from Busan or for any special reason. They said that after feeling tired, they decided to take a break from the other members and spend some time together instead. Their explanation was simple, straightforward, and came directly from them. Even so, some people still preferred creating alternative theories rather than accepting what they themselves had said. In the end, it seems that whatever Jimin and Jungkook do always attracts different opinions. When they're together, people question it. When they go live together, it's criticized as well. Even the way they speak to each other with kindness and respect is sometimes viewed negatively. Ironically, many of these criticisms contradict one another. Some claim that all of their interactions are orchestrated by the company, while simultaneously insisting that the two don't actually want to interact. Those two narratives simply don't align. What viewers consistently see instead is how comfortable they are with each other. Their conversations flow naturally, their jokes come effortlessly, and the atmosphere always feels warm and genuine. That's why so many people enjoy watching them, not because they want to place labels on their relationship, but because the chemistry they've built over the years feels sincere and consistent. During that same live broadcast, they also talked about the possibility of continuing the "Are You Sure?" project, which quickly sparked plenty of speculation. However, if you listen to the full conversation, what they actually said was simply that they're still open to creating content together in the future. They even shared that while serving in the military, they had come up with several new ideas, although they weren't ready to reveal any details yet. The part that generated the most discussion was when they mentioned the possibility of having a guest. That's where countless interpretations began. Some people believe the guest will appear in a new season of Are You Sure?, while others, including many Korean fans, think the conversation may have been referring to an entirely different project rather than that particular show. Because of that, there's really no reason to jump to conclusions. As of now, neither Jimin nor Jungkook has officially confirmed that Are You Sure? Will return for another season. What they have expressed is simply their desire to work on another project together once their schedules become more stable. Even if they eventually decide to invite a guest, that would simply be part of their creative vision. The charm of Are You Sure? Has never been limited to featuring only Jimin and Jungkook. What makes the show special is their natural conversations, enjoyable adventures, and the genuine sense of comfort that fills every episode. If a guest joins in the future, that person would simply add another layer to the experience, while the heart of the show would still be the dynamic between Jimin and Jungkook. Ultimately, the best thing fans can do is simply enjoy the moments they choose to share without rushing to believe theories that have no clear foundation. For years, Jimin and Jungkook have consistently shown trust, support, and a genuine desire to spend time together. That's what fans have witnessed all along. Regardless of the endless speculation and criticism that continues to surface, that reality hasn't changed. Now it's your turn. Which Jikook moment is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates on Jimin, Jungkook, and more unforgettable BTS moments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.